testimony, Joe, of history. And the Bible is a historical book. Christianity is a historical faith. It's based upon events within history with a present-day reality, but it is a historical faith based upon Christ and the Scriptures and the resurrection 2,000 years ago. And the best testimony historically is eyewitness testimony. As they would put it in the history books, they would say that they which are close geographically and chronologically, mean chronologically, time-wise, the closer you are to the event, the greater the accuracy. Geographically, the closer you are personally to that event, the greater the accuracy. Well, in the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, and John would be considered eyewitness accounts in any court of law. Now, Mark was not an eyewitness, though. You say, why would he be considered an eyewitness account? For this reason, Mark was a scribe, a transcriber for who? Peter. Peter is the one that had all the eyewitness accounts. And Mark simply wrote down, and even apart from the Bible, history tells us that he wrote down accurately all that Peter said, not to add to or leave out a single thing. And so in the court of law, his work would be considered eyewitness. Luke wouldn't. Luke said, I examined everything carefully from the beginning, from those who were eyewitnesses, to write out the exact truth of the things taught among us. Luke was assigned to compose the Gospel of Luke and the book of Acts, not directly as an eyewitness, but from those who were eyewitnesses. Because there were a lot of stories going around that Jesus did this and that and everything else, and they were as committed to truth back then as we are today. And so they said, we need to know the exact things that Jesus said and did. And that was part of Luke's responsibility as a scholar. And so they either wrote as eyewitnesses or they recorded eyewitness accounts. One eyewitness account can send a person to prison for life. And many times it can send them to their death. One eyewitness account. Now, eyewitness accounts can be mistaken. They can perceive it wrong and everything. So even then you have to check it out. But even with that, the best testimony we have historically is eyewitness, and that's what we have with the New Testament. What our eyes have seen, our ears have heard, and our hands have handled, we declare unto you. And over again, in the book of Acts especially, we were eyewitnesses of his miracles. We were eyewitnesses of his resurrection. We were eyewitnesses of Jesus. And so the entire Christian faith is based upon first-hand eyewitness accounts. And I concluded I can trust him, because if I couldn't, I'd have to become historical agnostic.
Right.
They signed their testimony in blood. They went through the test of death to determine their veracity. Just because someone sacrificed their life, Joe, doesn't mean something's true. We kind of think that. People say to me, like a lot of radical people that'll commit crimes and everything, and they'll give their lives for it. So they say, well, there must be something true about it. They died for it. No. The extent of the sacrifice speaks nothing of the truth. What it doesn't mean it's true, but it does mean this. They believed it was true. They believed it was true. And while this comes back, they truly believed that Christ was raised from the dead. Why? For 40 days. They lived with him and ate with him, everything, with many convincing proofs, the Bible says. And so the eyewitness accounts, we have the best you can get to understand anything historically.